So this first example, we've got a character called first, and we are putting the letter A in it. We have a character called second. We're putting the number 1. Character called third. This is a special control character. It is above the number 6 on the keyboard. It's a caret. And then the variable called fourth, we are putting an escape sequence in for tabbing. And so what we're doing then is we are, first of all, we're testing the different variables to see if they are a letter. So here we've got char.isLetter. We're passing it first, which in this case is the letter A. And then if this returns true, because you'll notice that I have it right in the condition for the if. So if this returns a true, that means that first does contain a letter. Okay, so if this is true, we are writing out the value first is a letter, and then we're just checking to see if it's uppercase. So we know it's a letter. So now we're sending it to is upper. And so we're saying if char is upper, passing it first. Okay, so it's going to evaluate whether it's uppercase or not. It's going to return true or false. So if it's true, that means, yep, it is uppercase. And then we're writing that out. Otherwise, that means it's lowercase. So we're just writing that out because we already know it's a letter. So it's got to be upper or lowercase. Then we are checking second. Okay, so what is stored in second? That I believe is the number 1. The lowercase l and the number 1 look awfully similar, but I'm pretty sure that is the number 1. So this should return false. Okay, so if that is the number 1, it is not a letter. So it is not going to do anything else. It's false. So it's going to run down to the next line. And third is not a letter either. So we're checking third to see if it's a letter. It is not. Okay, it's a special character. And so it's not going to do any of that code. Then we check fourth to see if that is a letter. And that is not a letter either. It is an escape sequence. Okay, so that is going to return false as well. And then the program is done. And as you can see, the output was only for this very first variable, because that is the only one that was actually a letter. And if you kind of want to play with this, you certainly can copy this, paste it into a new program, and you can change the value that's in first, second, third, and fourth, and kind of test it out. Okay, so example 2, it is like the first example, but it is testing for a number or a digit. Okay, and variables that test as numbers, well, they should also test as digits. Okay, so when we run this, second is the number 1. So that should flag true as a number, but it is also considered a digit. Okay, so when we go through this, we've got char.isDigit first. Well, the letter A is not a digit. So that is not going to be true. That's going to retrieve false. So it's not going to do anything. Then character is number first. Well, that's also going to be false. And then we got character is digit second. Yes, that is going to come back as true. So it's going to print this. And then we are doing character is number second. That should also be true. Okay, so then it should print that. And we get to third and we check is digit and is number, it is a special character. So both of those should test false. And for fourth, that is an escape sequence. So again, this should retrieve false, and this should also return false. And you can see that value 1 is a digit, value 1 is a number. Okay, and so the other ones all return false, so you don't get any output. So this third example, very similar to the first two, but now we are testing for a symbol or a control character. And in our variables, third has a special symbol, fourth has a control character. And so when we check first, which has an A in it, to see if there's a symbol, it's going to retrieve false. And then if we check first to see if it is a control character, that'll also return false. Okay, so it's not going to print anything out. Then we check second to see if that is the symbol, that is going to return false. And then we are going to check that second variable to see if it's a control character, that is also going to return false. And then we get to the third. And this is a symbol. So it says if char is symbol third, yes, it is. So that will print out. It's going to say the value third, which is going to be the caret, is a symbol. Okay, and then it is going to see if it is a control character, and it is not a control character. Okay, it's considered a symbol, so it's not going to print anything out there. And then for the last one, which is an escape sequence, an escape sequence is not considered to be a symbol. So this is going to return false, but it is a control character. Okay, so it is going to print it out, but you can see that it can't really print out what a control character looks like. So it just says the value is a control character. Even though we tried to print it out, it can't print out a /t. Okay, so that's just how it looks, but it is a control character.